Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So
But
looks
yeah,
like they.
that's
What's that? Yeah, it looks
yeah,
like
that's basically what happened on that damn thing. So
yeah, you were trying to do Superman it, and it went a little crazy on you,
yeah, then Victor fixed
huh?
it, and then he knocked the heck out of the tower, and that's all she wrote.
That was it. It was over, huh?
With
Yeah.
that
So
one, yeah.
yeah. No, good deal, man. Well, actually, so we're live here. We actually, so Kirk had some issues hooking up today, huh?
Yeah, yeah. The account that he had just, I guess it wasn't compatible with ours. I think we had that issue with somebody else also. Like if you're a part of a business, I guess they kind
Yeah.
of put you in some type of umbrella or something.
Yeah, we're actually. I
Uh,
was doing some reading on it right now, and it says like here, if you're part of Skype Business, there's a federation, and they've cut it off right now, where the guys from the business can't talk to the regular consumers here. So, but yeah, man, it's all right. We'll keep on. We'll go here, and
yeah, for sure.
we'll run with this. And we've got Roy checking in already too, man. Roy, I saw Roy was pretty mad that he didn't get invited fishing. What's up with that, dude?
I called him. I told him. He just didn't answer. He ignores
Oh
my
yeah.
calls all
Yeah,
the time.
he said that if you went fishing with him, then you would have been catching limits on everything. So I don't know about that one.
Yeah, well, I don't know, but yeah, he seemed like he was pretty upset about that. What's up? So, Roy, definitely, if I call you or if you call me and we're going to go fishing, I'm going to go out with you, whatever you call me. We'll make that happen. So, and then, yeah, man. So, but yeah, so Kirk had some issues logging in today, and so we're actually going
Yeah.
to meet with him next Wednesday is what we're scheduling. So, but we did. I mean, we took a week off, and it's pretty tough to do these shows 3 times a week, huh?
Yeah, it is.
It's
Yeah, it is.
at first, I mean, so it's like because really, like we start our show, we try to do start up at 7, try to go for an hour. They always go on for an hour, and there's like some prep time before. So really, it's like from 6:30 till like 8:30, 9 o'clock, sometimes 2 a.m. depending on who we're talking, depending on who
Depending on
we're
who you're
talking to.
talking to, right?
Yeah, yeah, it can go on, but yeah, so we actually are changing our schedule. We're changing the frequency of what we're doing, so we're not going to do these every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but we're still going to come at it once a week. And so what days do you think is going to end up working best for us?
I think Wednesday's probably going to be the best day only because I think that's that hump day and people don't really want to go out. So they want to kind of stay in and hopefully it'll give us give somebody a reason or something to tune into. I don't think there's much going on TV anyway. So,
Yeah.
hopefully I think Wednesday will probably be the best day.
So Wednesday, same time, 7 o'clock. We'll be out here moving forward. Just really, we started doing this, coronavirus type thing, but actually, it's quite fun. And I mean, I think this is something that people can count on us doing from here on out. Huh?
Yeah, I mean, we've had a couple of people come into the shop, and they're like, "Hey, man, you didn't come on today or Monday, or are y'all gonna stop doing that?" So it's pretty cool to hear that, from the customers coming in, that they're actually watching it and they're actually enjoying it and they're actually looking forward to it. So I think that's gonna be pretty cool.
Victor says he has a CCD on Wednesdays, so
I think CCD stands for something else, buddy.
yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, Victor, why don't you let us know what CCD stands for? But so so Victor's trying to get out of it here, but nonetheless, yeah, I think we'll and actually, so I think even like this week is when we'll start going with this new schedule, huh?
Yeah, well, Wednesday, I think Joe Swoboda kind of solidified
Nice.
it today. So we'll have Joe on the podcast this Wednesday. I think that'll be a very entertaining, definitely, show. That guy's everywhere, so I think we'll definitely get a lot of content out of him and a lot of knowledge for sure.
Yeah. Hey, Jacob, Victor's asking why are you mad, man?
No, because I'm not.
Why do you got to do him like that? He's still Victor's saying, "Come on, wake up, Jacob." He's saying
Yeah, I
you're
know, right?
you seem like you're the one that was out there fishing all day, is what Jacob said, or was Victor was saying.
I wish I was out there fishing, but said I had to be at work
Yeah,
while he
who's
was
the one?
sending me pictures and videos and making me feel bad.
Yeah, who
Victor's
all
still
went?
mad because he promised me a redfish and he just couldn't fulfill it
It's 14 and a half inch trout all day, huh?
all the time.
Actually, yeah, it's okay.
Trout were heavy today, man.
Yeah, so Victor made up for it. Victor put y'all on some nice trout.
I'm telling you, man. Not only did we catch the limit, I think we let go about another limit. Easy.
Really? Oh wow.
and keeper limits, like not just dinks. Like you're talking about a good 18, 17s, like pretty much constant, man.
Yeah. And who was it
It was a
today?
good
Just
day.
Victor and you were out there, or what?
Yeah, it was just me and Victor.
Okay. All right. Good
Yeah, we're
deal.
supposed
So
to have Rudy, but I think something came up in regards to some meetings he was having or something like that. So.
he had to climb a mountain, dude. He had to climb a mountain
Something.
with one leg taped behind his back and carrying a 70-pound satchel and just kind of yeah. That guy's training for the end of the world, man. He's ready to like if we ever
Yeah,
get
that
attacked.
guy.
I've
He
seen
tells us
him
to
like
run. It's like, dude, I'm sorry, but I can't run with my wife on my back and with another weight and then carrying my daughter. And like, oh damn, bro.
yeah. I mean, I see him on Facebook and he's doing pull ups or like on a rope with like these gymnast type things, and he's got this vest on him and he's just he's training for life. That's what he,
Yeah, Javier's asking where the Reds at. I was like, I don't know, Javier. I don't know if Victor's just hiding them for somebody else or. But I'll tell you this, on his defense, I think everybody we kind of came up to on the dock had the same story. The Reds were
uh,
thick. I mean, no, sorry, the Trouts were thick. Nobody had a red at the dock.
all right. If anyone here was out there
Yeah,
caught
no,
some
no
Reds,
joke.
go in and put an
No
end
joke.
to Victor and Fabian's lie. They just
Like,
they
you're making Victor feel bad. He
I'm
says
just
next
trying to
time
make
don't go
Victor
with
feel
me.
good. Not
yeah.
bad. Trying to make him feel good.
So they weren't biting on mullet today, huh? Or you should have tried live shrimp, bro.
Yeah. I need to try live stream for sure.
Yeah. Well, I hope you remember those spots because I mean we're gonna try to go out fishing again in a few days, huh? You gonna be able to pull it off?
Yeah. I think I will. I mean, maybe. It's in the
Roy,
water. So.
Roy says call him. Hey, Roy, you call me. So we're gonna be out of we're gonna try to go out of Port Mansfield on Friday here.
Hey, Roy better answer his phone if we call him on Friday.
Roy, I know he's watching right now. He's putting all these emojis and he's putting. I think this one says, yeah. I'm not gonna answer the phone. I think that's what this one means. It's just it says you got to call him 3 times, I guess, or whatever. But yeah, man. The other thing I saw that you were doing out here, and maybe Victor or Jacob can provide some things, some context on it too. But you were throwing your first baitcaster today, huh?
Me? Yeah. No, definitely. This was the first 100% bait casting throwing trip for me.
So you didn't throw your
Um,
spinning rod at all today.
well, I can't say that.
Okay.
But that was the intention, and it went pretty well. Pretty much the entire morning. We started fishing around maybe 6:30. I think we finally got back on the boat to kind of do a couple of drifts till about maybe 12:30, 1 o'clock. Until that time, I pretty much was just bait catcher the whole time. And I think in that entire time, which was about a good 5.5, 6 hours, I think I had maybe two bird nests, but that weren't that I was fishing. I was back fishing within a minute.
Really?
So it wasn't like one of those where it was completely tangled or anything. It just I could see it. Like it wasn't something that it would throw it and it missed the throw or whatever. I just could
Yeah.
see it. There was some tangles in there, so I would just kind of let the line out and get back to fishing. But like I was telling you earlier, we went drifting and we kind of went to this area where the water was extremely clear and we can see a lot of wakes. And we saw a huge wake and we went at it and it ended up being a Jack Crevalle.
Really?
And
Did,
so
did,
I
did
think it passed us.
y'all hooked him up or
No,
not?
no. It passed right by the boat, and Victor's like, throw at it. So when I threw at it, I was like parallel with the boat, and the thing was like behind it, and I just kind of threw, and
You got
it bird nested like a son of a gun.
you got a little too cocky, man. Like you thought you
Yeah.
could he put you back in your
So
That's
place.
better than probably I would have done with a bait caster because I can't throw a bait caster to save my life.
I
Well,
All
neither
think
my
can
reels are
Fabian. Like
spinning.
neither can Fabian. So apparently today was different. So, but you've been practicing a
Yeah.
little bit though, right? Like you've been going out and like I've seen like you put that video and so
yeah, no, I practiced here, and I went fishing with my son yesterday at one of the little lakes here in Edinburgh, and threw it several times, and I'm very comfortable with it. I mean, I can't say I'm throwing any type of Rudy distance. That guy throws it like
well, it's because
800 yards.
you don't carry a cow on the back of your shoulder for fun.
Yeah.
You don't. Yeah, you.
Yeah, but no, I mean, very comfortable in my hands. I was extremely happy with how it is. So I'm looking forward to continuously doing it, but it's definitely going to be a lot more trips out. And I already promised my son every Sunday we'll go out fishing that lake. He's hooked. So I think that'll give me some time to practice as well.
Do you think it was the reel, or do you think it was just kind of like the reel and the practicing, or a combination of both?
I mean, honestly, I think it's a combination of both. But at the end of I mean, I think Rudy had given me a very low end lose to kind of practice with. This was like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. Um, and there's no way. Even here at the house, I was bird nesting every 4 or 5, and he set it up for me. And then I had a concept, and the concept worked great. Another guy kind of set it up for me, dialed it in. I can throw it perfectly here at home. But when I would get out in the water and I would see a red and I would try and side cast, and that's what everybody kind of tells me, he goes, yeah, he goes, but you lose your practice that you had at the house because you're concentrated, you're calm, and you get excited and you try and get further than you possibly could. And there's your bird nest.
Yeah.
And here, I mean, here I actually, we would see wakes where we were wade fishing, and I would try and chunk it out there, and it wouldn't bird nest. It just, I wouldn't get it there, but it wouldn't bird nest. But very, very comfortable in my hands. I was very happy with it.
How about you, Jacob? Which bait casting reels have you tried? I mean, obviously you said you've tried and you're like you don't want to kind of get into them anymore. But I mean, what's
Yeah,
your experience with them?
I've tried one. I have a
We lost you there. We lost your audio there. I think when your headset came out, we it muted you there. Yeah, now we can hear you. Yeah.
okay. I have a Lose Speed Spool Series American Heroes Edition. I think is what it's called. I bought it
I think that's the one I have.
at the boat show. I think I paid like $60 for it, and um, I tried casting it in my backyard, and of course, my first instinct was trying to throw it like a spinning reel. That I learned really quickly that's a big no. You don't do that.
Well, what
Um,
do you mean? Like, what do you mean? Like throwing it? Like what it
like
like you open the
like bringing
bell
it
and
back
like
and just whipping it forward,
okay.
trying to whip it forward versus kind of finessing it out there, and just kind of put a bad taste for bait casters you know in my mouth, and I just haven't really tried since.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's one thing I did learn that I mean, I can't throw it overhand. Like if I'm gonna throw it overhand, it's gonna be like a very short cast on purpose. Like there was a few wakes that I saw maybe I don't know 20 feet away, and I would literally go overhand and then
So
just kind of
so
literally
you say
finesse
you
it.
can't cast overhand. What does that mean? Like here, shoulder, like
Like
like literally overhand like
exactly.
this?
Like anytime I throw overhand this way, it's a weird. It's almost a bird nest,
So how are
and
you
I learned
casting
that
then if
here
you
at the
can't
house.
like sidearm or
A sidearm, and then I literally have to. That line has to whip. So
okay.
that line is kind of whipping under. Uh, and that somebody had told me that I don't know that some of the because of how the line's whipping and I don't know what and honestly I just feel more comfortable doing that.
Yeah.
Um, and that's pretty much how I threw the whole time. I
Yeah.
mean, like I said, I threw overhand a couple times, but it was just to kind of I guess get an actual direction, an actual point that I wanted to hit. But yeah, I mean, me personally, anytime I do that, yeah, I would get a bird nest here at home.
Yeah. So don't cast it like that. And then it seems like
yeah,
Jacob had the same experience whenever you try to Superman it or whatever you're going to yeah, Benjamin's saying you got to wipe it. Benjamin also said
I'm
that
sure it means whip
so, yeah, wipe it. Yeah, whip it, wipe it. Same thing. Wax on, wax off, Mister
yeah. It was like
Miyagi.
yesterday. I went out with Albert, and I cast out there, and my leader went through my eyes or my guides, and my line popped, and he looked at me and he goes, "Well, you cast like it's your last cast for the rest of for the rest of your life every time you
Forever.
cast, so that's liable to happen." So I take that with the spinning and I move it over to baitcaster. Obviously it's not gonna you're not gonna have a good time with that. So
Yeah. No, good deal, man. So overall, I mean, what are your thoughts on this reel? I mean, obviously you've practiced with it a little bit. You've taken it out to the pond. You've taken it out fishing today. Like first week of owning it, week and a half of owning it. What do you think of it?
I like it. I mean, like I said, I really, really like it. I mean, if I had had 10 bird nests and I had to be messing with a lion all day, I definitely would have said, you know what, I'm gonna call
It'd
a
be up
stop.
on for sale right now. Huh?
Yeah, exactly. But no. I mean, I definitely like it. I definitely think it's gonna be the next step. I'll definitely have a spinning, reel with me all the time.
Backup.
But But yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely going to be my go-to. I don't know if the line has to do with it or anything, but I mean, I used the 40G today. Worked really, really well. I think I popped it once, but again, I think that was me really trying to kind of fix a few things. And it was right after that bird nest, and when it popped, and I said that was it. Um, but no, I mean that's it, definitely going to be the real, and I really think it is the real. I really think it is. You know, after watching all these videos and seeing the science behind it, I really think it is the real that kind of given me that edge. It's definitely for someone who is a first time bait cast throwing for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
I think it is.
Chris is saying here that that he likes those Revo X's that he can throw twice as far as his Daiwa Coastal. So I'm not sure if you're talking about his Coastal SV or whatever, but he likes those Revos, and I think that's what Rudy and Victor have too. They have these Abu Garcias. I'm not sure which
Rudy
specific
had
model.
the I think I'm sorry, Victor had the ALS today. I think it is. I think it's called the ALS. I could be wrong. He's throwing it pretty well. I mean, it is a lot smaller than the one I had. It is kind of, it was very comfortable in my hands as well, but just because it was a lot smaller. But I don't know. I mean, I just think those Revos, you're gonna throw them faster. I mean, further probably. But if you're an experienced,
Yeah,
bait cast, if you're a bait cast throwing guy, you're gonna be able to throw anything. And those, I think the Revos and those are gonna be for the guys who throw them on a, pretty constant basis. Um,
yeah. So yeah, the wheel itself has different braking system on it. Obviously, your brake, when you're learning to cast it, you rely a lot on that brake to help you prevent
Correct.
these bird deaths, right? So over time, the idea is that you would kind of loosen them out and
Yeah.
and try to let them free spool a little bit more and use your thumb to
Yeah.
control them as needed. So. But yeah, maybe you'll get there, maybe not. I don't know. It sounds like if Jacob gave up pretty soon, so he's like he went.
Well, that's the first part of the problem. The second part of the problem is if I do switch to baitcaster and I end up liking it, then I'm gonna have to start buying rods,
Oh yeah, man.
reels,
Yeah, try these out, dude.
lines.
We know we know some people that can help you with
You
all of that.
you know a guy that makes rods?
Yeah, we know several people that can help you out with rods, reels, whatever it is you want. So, and we can, and then if you get them in your bird nesting, I mean, you're gonna need a lot of line, right? So, you're
Yeah.
gonna,
We know
So you're gonna
somebody
have to
with
go
that
and
too.
buy more.
yeah.
See,
So
Homer's
Homer
saying that the braking system is the best on the Revo.
on the
His
rocket,
daughter on the
yeah.
rock. Yeah, well, that's the Revo rocket.
That's the I
Uh,
don't know which ones they are. Yeah.
yeah, and he said his daughter was casting it. Well, I mean, your daughter fishes with you, man, so she probably knows what
Yeah.
she's doing.
yeah, Homer. Yeah,
I
Homer
think she's
probably.
above my level.
Yeah, Homer's been training her since she could walk, but actually probably before she could walk around throwing a bait caster and never touching a
Yeah.
spinning reel. So, but yeah, man, like I honestly like I'm pretty I'm gonna try it out this weekend myself, man. I think this weekend I'll borrow yours and go check it
Yeah.
out and see. And obviously, you know where the trout are, so you just don't know where the reds are. So if anyone knows, I haven't been fishing in about 5 maybe 6 months, and so I'll be looking for some fish. So anybody that has some spots, and I told Sam Chavez that to leave me some of those snapper that he's catching there out of the harbor and out of Port Mansfield, so that if worst case I can go and catch something out there.
Worst case, I'm taking my son there on Saturday. He's all fired up, man. We were
Uh,
watching those videos earlier.
Yeah, no, I know. So I think, yeah, Tim's saying that he'll take us out on his. But I'm actually be running my boat. I haven't ran my boat in a while, so it's just been cycling it and running it once a month just to kind of keep the feel on there. So I'm gonna have to. Man, I'm thinking the last time we went fishing, I think it
When
had
we
to
went
been.
offshore.
It was
No,
the
no,
road trip, wasn't it? Where all the AM guys got together? Wasn't that the last time you went out?
yeah, that was the last time I went out. Yeah, when
Ooh,
it
that was
was
a long time
that was the last time I
ago.
rode. That was the last time I ran my boat. Yeah. And so,
Oh
but
wow.
and we ran up to the line cut that day, and I knew that was going to be like I wasn't sure when I was going to ride my boat after or drive my boat after that. So, but man, I filled it up, and like I probably have like 70, 80 gallons with stabilizer in it, of
Oh
course,
wow.
and like whatever. But I mean, it's been sitting there, and the gas, even though we've been kind of running the motor a little bit, it hasn't really,
Well, if you
cycled
if
a
you
lot of
need
that
someone
gas.
to run your X3 in the bay, I'll be more than gladly to volunteer to do so.
So honestly, like running the boat in the bay is pretty easy, right? It's actually a lot easier. It turns really well. It takes the chop really well. The hardest thing about that boat is getting it on the trailer. like I've gone through so many bunk boards just trying, like, learning how to do it. Like my first year, I was replacing them after every fishing trip, and then there was times where like I would come up because it's like it's a, and I don't know if the new trailers or have been updated, but like you would come in at an angle and you would kind of side load that 2x4, that's a 2x12, and it would crack, and then and then once it's cracked, that's it. Like you had to do. So there was times where we would like go and try to put it. I'd crack it, then we'd have to take that trailer out, run to the hardware store, buy a 2x12, and put it on there just to try to get the boat back on. And I just like it was
Oh,
really. I almost thought about selling the boat, like just because I was so frustrated with not being able to put it on the trailer. And there's a few places, like Port Mansfield's not too bad, depending, unless you got like an eastern wind coming at you, which most times it is coming eastern when it is blowing because it's
Yeah.
coming from the coast, right? But I would come in and so once you have to, it kind of turns you at a side, and it just, long story short, man, I just like it took me a good 7 to 8 months to try to get that boat on, figure out how to get that boat up on a trailer, and now that I do, it's easy for me to do it. But I had a lot of people that were mad at me, upset because I would be at the boat ramp for 30 minutes, 40 minutes trying to get that boat on the on the trailer. So
Yeah,
if it wasn't so hard, then I would be a little bit more open to kind of running it around. But there's only that I know, that people that I know that I fish with, there's only like maybe two people that know how to put that boat up on the trailer, and one of them, of course, is my cousin Ray, who knows how to do everything. And yeah, whatever you need, Ray can figure it out and do it. But that's the big reason. Like I don't really lend the boat out to very many people other than Ray. Like Ray's, he's the only person that comes out and gets my whenever he wants to, picks up the boat and goes out fishing.
it's funny. Like this morning, Victor's like, "Hey, back up the trailer." I was like, "God damn, I haven't backed up the trailer in a long time." Took me a little bit.
Well, man, you
So,
got the when we went to the Houston Fishing Show, man. That little trailer, you got it back into like a little.
yeah, but I don't know. Like something was different. Like I just and I don't use mirrors. That's my other thing. I don't use mirrors to back things up. I have to use my head, and I turn my head, and there's a guy in the middle. I used the last dock. There's a guy in the middle with his lights just blaring. I turn around, I'm like, oh crap! So I couldn't see anything. So I'm like, I'm sorry, Victor. I'll get there eventually, but
Yeah. Yeah,
but
so a few comments here. So Javier saying he used to be, he's a baitcaster. He's used to Shimano Corrado. He recently purchased the Daiwa Tatula, which is what you have, Fabian,
yeah.
and found it a little easier to cast, and now he can cast it further, and so he likes that. A lot of the one thing that it sounds like, at least from your experience, I know you were talking about the other day, is the line that you use has a big factor in your ability to cast that.
I think so because it did, and it's funny how even the I guess the way you throw it, you kind of need to get used to it because again, we had the one that we have the shop, which is the Power Pro, right?
Yeah.
I think that's what we had here, and that's what I was throwing here. And when I put the 40G, it actually seemed like it was throwing little better, a little easier. I didn't have to really, put that much behind it, and it was still getting the distance that I was getting with the Power Pro. And I mean, again, it could just be in my head. I don't know, but because this morning was pretty much the first time that I threw it with a 40G because I just pulled it up yesterday, um, and it threw really really well. So I think line does have a lot to do with it, with
Yeah.
how you're throwing it, and obviously the smoothness. I mean, there's a reason those lines cost what they cost, so
Yeah.
I'm sure
Well,
there's a.
what line do you throw, Jacob, on your?
I, I use the Power Pro V2 Super Slick.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's been my go-to because I used to use regular Power Pro also, and even on a spinning, I would, every third, fourth cast, I'd be getting a wind knot, in
Yeah.
my line,
See,
and
and that's the Power
V2s.
Pro that I had before. That's the Power Pro I had this at the beginning of the week, and
Mhm.
for some reason it popped a couple times on me, and I don't know if it was me just and I thought it was like, oh shit, I tied a stupid knot or whatever, but no, it was frayed at the end, so it popped.
And then you
Oh
Um,
put
well.
on the 40G and didn't have any problems with it, or?
Today I didn't have any issues, but then again, like I told you yesterday, I hadn't been throwing. I mean, I literally threw that reel 3 days consecutively on grass and on the road, and so it could have taken its toll, and it just could have been that. But
And one of the questions here, right? It's my question, but it seems like so you're running on. So Stacy's saying, running 30-pound Power Pro braid. What size of line did you end up going with?
no, I did a 15,
You 15? Okay.
15 pounds. Yeah,
And
15
that
pounds.
that's you did 15 on the fins, and then you did 15 on the or 15 before on the Power Pro, and 15 on the
Correct.
on the
Yeah,
fins
they're
for.
both 15. I
Okay.
pretty much go 15, all the time.
Okay. Because I've heard like again like people with baitcasters are gonna go with something heavier than what they do on a spinning rod.
Yeah.
Like I heard like spinning, most people do like a 15, and then on a baitcaster they'll go with a 30-pound. I'm not sure kind of what the reasoning
Yeah.
around it is, but
But I think it's just it's a much thinner line, and it's obviously that the weight is much higher. And the main reason I didn't go with a 20, I was going to go 20, but the 40G for some reason jumped from like a 15 to a 25.
okay.
And the wind tamer goes 15, 20, 25. So I would have gone 20. Well, one, we didn't have it at the shop. And two,
Yeah.
like I said, 40G didn't carry it. So I did the 15. I didn't want to go 25. But I have heard that a lot, that people are using 25 and 30, and you're getting quite a bit of line. The thing with the Tatula, it does have a shallow spool.
Okay.
Uh, it's not as deep as the Coastal.
What's the capacity on that one? Is it? I think it
I did
120.
the one. I think I put 120 to 130. I didn't have much line left on the 150 spool, so
Yeah. So I'm getting a lot of different comments here. So Roy says he doesn't like the 40G. Actually, he says it sucks. I'm not sure Roy or Roy, you got to
he's just
explain
doing it to
that.
content.
And then Chris is saying that the casking super smooth is actually is really worth it for what you get up there. So man, it's just and then Stacy's saying she likes the 20-pound on her line, and it's just easy to cast. So it seems like you couldn't get the 20, um, and uh,
But
and
she
and so you.
got the 20 and the 40G.
Actually, she didn't say which one. Super
Oh,
Slick,
okay,
20 in the Super Slick, yeah.
the
No,
Super
no, no.
Slick. Okay,
Actually, go ahead and correct me. I see she says she needs to try the Super Slick, but she
Oh,
says, and Roy's saying he uses a 20-pound Power Pro. So, um,
mm,
it's 15, 20 pounds seems to be it. And it seems that,
yeah,
for the most part, 40G and Power Pro are kind of where it's at with kind of the
little too.
Chris vouching out here for the Cast King. So, and then, of
I don't know.
course,
Maybe it's just me. I like to live dangerously. I use 10 pound on all of my reels,
yeah.
That explains a lot.
but
Small
maybe that's why
person,
my line dropped
small.
yesterday.
Yeah. So and then big shout out like Captain Gunner and is watching us and
Hey,
saying
what's
what's
up,
up,
Gunner?
baby.
Hey, what's
So
going on, Captain Gunner?
so but yeah, man. So actually, so we started off the show today. Actually, today's I think the first time that we have a full round of drinkers today. Typically, when Victor is on, and then he doesn't drink very much, or we've had other guests when Jacob was on last, and we weren't drinking. So, big shout out to everybody that's drinking, and let's kind of what do you got there, Jacob? You've got
I
your
got Lone
Gatorade,
Star.
Lone Star, Texas forever, huh? That's what I think
Yes,
it would.
sir.
How about you there,
Yeah, Jack and Coke, man. I'm a
Jackie and Coke?
fan.
I somehow knew that was going to be the answer, and for me, I'm drinking a Scotch. I can't remember the name of it. I can't. I know what it's
An
called.
IPA, that's how you say it.
So when I was working, I had a coworker who was Scottish, and he told me about this, and he bought me a bottle of this, and it's not
Um,
it's not bad. I just it's like and it does you don't say it the way it sounds. So, but someone can type it out for us phonetically, but it's quite tasty. It's quite smooth, and it's like it doesn't kind of like come at you very hard. So,
Gunner
but
is saying 15 pounds more distance. Makes sense.
so
It
15
definitely makes
pounds more
sense.
distance, and then you said on that Tatula's got that smaller spool, huh? And so you need that
I
addition.
think on the Tatula, I'll probably stay with the 15, but I guess when we make the transition to the Coastal, I'll definitely probably go with
Damn it,
25
boy!
because it's
you,
it's
you,
definitely.
You started off, your first run. You're ready to talk. You're ready to go big. Get
He's already
ready
You gotta
ready
to.
to
hit the
take the
ground
next
running,
step
man.
up.
Yeah, he's like, man, like, all right, conquered that one, move up, next one. Like, what's next? So,
Somebody was telling me you gotta go to A3 ratio. And I go, whoa, hold on.
yeah,
Okay, I'll stay with what I got right now.
but that coastal, I mean, it's, I mean, how what do you know much about the coastals and kind of what the jump is between the Tulas and the coastals?
First and foremost, you're going to get the weight difference. It is a little bit lighter. But when it comes to the actual performance itself, I think the Coastal is 100% saltwater basically ready. And that's pretty much the mindset that they had when they made it, obviously, hence the name Coastal. The Tortuga was still, still has that freshwater, you know, things to it, but it does have the anti-corrosion stuff, it does have the mag sealing, all that different stuff. But the coastal is your pretty much go-to where you're not going to have as much maintenance because it is meant for saltwater. The Tatula, you're going to have a little more, maintenance under it. But when it comes to performance, they pretty much perform almost the same. They do have the SV, they both have the T-wing. So, performance-wise, you're going to get pretty much the same out of it. But the Coastal does have a much deeper spool. I mean, quite a bit. It's visually noticeable.
So it's got a deeper spool and it's got some components that are rated for saltwater. So you probably get some more life out of it as well too.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's
Yeah,
$15. I mean, to me, honestly, it is worth the money,
that's the difference
especially
in
if you're.
price, $50.
It's a $50 difference, But if
Okay.
you're going to be saltwater, man, that's going to be. I just didn't
Yeah,
want to take that jump first, with the first one being, you know. So
yeah,
I thought the Tatula had the same performance. So if I think once I get used to the Tatula, Coastal's going to be pretty much the same thing.
yeah. Roy's asking about the his Costa. Roy, I mean, you've been asking about it for 2 weeks now.
You know where the shop's at, Roy. You've been there before.
So we're gonna put this one back on you, Roy. So, but Roy, if you go fishing with us on Friday, we'll deliver it. How about that? We'll meet up and we'll do that. And then you just kind of point us a little, give us some direction out there where to go on Friday and target some fish out there. So, but I mean, I can't follow Roy. Roy gets in really shallow, man. There's times where I was like, man, like I hope we don't get stuck. Like this guy's like this deep, right? Like he's just they'll put that boat in anything, and they'll get out of it too. It's a crazy part. Like it's just that boat runs so shallow. So, but but yeah, man. Like I'm excited. Like I said, I haven't been fishing out there today. I took out some rods and I got here. The few that I got here started going through my stuff, and I don't have very much stuff here at my apartment, but just kind of going through it, like the few things that I have. I brought enough stuff that I could just take out and kind of get excited to go fishing, just
I didn't put it back.
yeah, just to get outside and yeah, exactly right. Just to say like I don't have a stuff. I mean, I don't really go fishing out here, but I don't really have a lot of stuff. But again, like my thing is going to be just enough to say like, hey, I'm going fishing. Let me go grab my fishing stuff, right? And just to say that, even though I don't really have very much fishing stuff here, but it's all in the valley. But yeah, man, I'm excited. And then
Yeah, it
this is
definitely was. Oh, go ahead.
I said this is Memorial Day weekend, so I expect a lot of people, a lot of guys, a lot of y'all going to be out there, out
That's
on the
true.
water and trying to get out there. And hey, Jacob, Captain Gunner is asking about an autograph. He wants to see if he would do him a favor and make his dreams come true. And
He's got to autograph mine first.
yeah, so if you show me yours, I'll show you. Kind of
Yeah,
deal.
I actually have a palm leaf hat that I've been considering taking out fishing with me. I was like, no, that's Captain Gunner's thing. I'll let him keep
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I
And
mean,
that's one
he's
thing. That's one thing y'all need to try is go fish with Gunner.
yeah.
That's something you're not gonna forget for a while.
Yeah. Why
Are
is
you gonna
that?
be able to
Just
keep up with him?
It's tough, definitely. I think how many miles did we do that day, Gunner? And I know you're gonna lowball it just to make me feel bad.
it was two, you pansy.
Yeah, no joke. Well, we did some few miles that day, and reaped the rewards for sure. He did. Everybody asked me. I remember they asked me on the podium. Like, so what did you do, Fabian? Well, I ate a
Followed Gunner.
taco and I drank some Big Red and I watched Gunner fish. And now I'm collecting a check and a trophy.
I had my pom pom. That was my job. My job was to net the fish for him, or or
I'm telling you, that day I must have caught maybe a 22 and a 23, and I look at him and I was like, I'm not even gonna keep him because I know what he has. Sure enough,
uh, he tore it up, man. So, but so I see a lot of his YouTube videos out there, and he just like it's just cool to watch him. And again, it's cool to watch him. It's cool, just like the whole kayak thing. I mean, even like Rudy, some of the other guys that are doing it. I just enjoy doing it, like watching those videos because I think it's really cool to stock up, like come sneak up on some fish and get on them. So
I think waiting has that same, ability. Obviously, but you just need to get there, on a boat. But it's cool to kind of walk and kind of see them there, and they're none the wiser.
yeah, so. Absolutely. So Gunner says it was a short trip, man. He's saying that,
Whatever.
yeah. He's saying it was just
8 miles.
it
Eight
was a
miles
short
one way.
it was a short eight
Yeah, it
miles,
was a
man.
short 8 mile trip.
Yeah. He just says you need to start exercising with Rudy, man, and then training for life. And can you imagine going like with Gunner and Rudy at the same time?
I did.
Oh,
I
you did.
have, and I did it on a tandem kayak that was like a Titanic.
Who was pulling you? Like who was like you were
No,
like
I was by myself on the tandem.
uh,
It was that was another one. I think that one we did a little over 10, 12 miles for sure because we went out of Brownsville and I lost these guys in an area where it was just a circle. Also, I had to turn around. Like, where the hell did they go?
that was
And
over. Y'all went over to San Martin or what?
yeah,
How was that
and
like, man?
Sheesh.
I don't know. Everybody knows that.
I don't know, man. I don't have a. You need a kayak to get in there, right?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
do.
Yeah,
But
The first time I went fishing with Rudy, we were kayak fishing came up, and he asked me, he's like, "Hey Jacob, let's go do some kayak fishing." I told him, Rudy, I won't survive. I can't do that. He just turned to me and says, "Don't worry about it. I'll just pull you." What do you mean you just pull me? It's like, yeah,
I think
I'll
there
pull
was
you
there
to the
was one
spot.
trip.
Be fine.
There was one trip that I don't know where we went. I think we went to Holly Beach, and after a while, he's like, "Yeah, they would just pull you." I guess I was too slow for him or something.
no,
I
you
was
know
like,
what?
"Be my guest."
If I ever go fishing with Rudy and Rudy, so this in case you ever want to invite me, these are the rules. I'm going to be in the Hobie, and you're going to be in the other one, and then we can keep up. And then if you want to tow me, then we'll switch. But that's the only way that we'll go out with you. Is yeah, I'm definitely not going to try to pedal while you're cycling and pushing and moving at 1,000 miles an hour. And
No
yeah,
joke.
yeah. So, but yeah, man.
It's definitely fun, man.
Yeah, so I mean, this is Memorial Day weekend. There's gonna be, I bet there's gonna be a lot of people out there on the beaches. What have the beaches been like? I've seen things like there at South Hyde. Or anybody
No
know what
clue.
the beaches have been like over the last few days?
Well, there was a flipped over truck on XS6. I don't know if y'all saw that.
I saw it. I saw it. And there's a bunch of dudes hanging around it, like posing in front
Yeah.
of
Just looking at it.
it.
What do we do now, guys?
I don't know. Just take selfies with it, I guess, and like that. So, and then there was a fire down at the island the other day too.
Yeah,
Like,
the Gulf something condominiums burned down.
oh man, that's
I
a
can't
shame.
remember that. I think it was like Gulf Point or Gulf something.
Something like that. It was actually a good friend of mine had a condominium in there. It burned down completely.
Yeah,
Like completely burned down. I think the only thing I could say was the elevator shafts. That was it.
oh
Like it
really?
was
Yeah.
gone.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, well, they make the elevator shafts so, like that way, so your the fire doesn't it doesn't grow through the elevator, right? Obviously, the
Yeah.
fire is too big, then it's not too bad. But but yeah, so we're planning to go fishing on Friday. I'm planning to run out of Port Mansfield on Sunday as well too. But Sunday will be more of a family trip where I take my wife and daughter and it's really just going to be going and playing up there on the East Cut at one of the just along the banks there and let there. My daughter's been pulling out all her bathing suits and all her beach stuff already, and she's ready to go. She has half of her stuff packed already, and so she's pretty excited about getting out there and just spending a day out on the water, or on the beach. So we're looking forward to that.
Awesome.
Hopefully the crowd situation isn't too bad, but and we'll see how it goes. But now we're excited.
Yeah, hopefully Friday isn't too packed with boats, man. But it seems like people are probably taking an extra day off to
Yeah,
make it a
that's
4 day
what.
weekend
Yeah,
instead
that's
of
what I'm
3.
doing. Yeah, so we'll be out there Friday. Hopefully, we get out there early, and maybe I don't know. Maybe we'll catch some snapper there at the harbor while we're launching. Get out there
Yeah,
and get out there
I
early
told
enough.
Victor. Yeah, Victor's like, maybe there at 6. Well, I'll be there at 5. Maybe I'll catch some snapper before I
Did you go?
get on the boat.
Did you go?
No,
Yeah, yeah.
no. Woke up like at 4:30. So it's like, nah.
So prior to Sam doing that, was that a thing, or were people going out there and catching stuff like that?
I had seen people, talk about it. I had seen some other videos. I don't remember who it was, several times, several years ago, actually. But I didn't know the legalities behind it. Like, I didn't know, can you just fish off the docks? Is that, allowed? Is it frowned upon? Do people get upset that own the boats? I didn't know any of that. But kind of when I was in Corpus, we used to actually fish for flounder, uh, at the docks. But I was going with somebody who knew,
Yeah.
and then people there. So I mean, I thought it was okay. So when I came back down, I always thought like, oh man, maybe I should go try and do that here. But I just didn't know. And the way Sam's been doing it, I mean, he it seems like the Harbor Bait and Tackle knows about it, and they're pretty cool with it. It seems so.
Yeah, I think they're probably cool with it until they have 50
A
people
mass
there.
amount of people, yeah, no joke.
Yeah, so they're gonna thank Sam for having everybody out there. It's like everybody and their mother.
Yeah.
But if you're catching snapper, you're catching snapper, and if the snapper are there, I'll be there on my boat, even if I can't fish off the back. I just I'll be drifting that area with with some shrimp or whatever they're catching out there. So, but
Yeah, I just thought it'd be cool to take my son out there. I mean, that's a heck of a fight. It looks like.
it looks like it, and I can't appreciate it. Like I just like it's like 20 inches. Like I know it's big, but like a 20-inch snapper
Yeah.
out there is pretty
What's a
pretty
normal
exciting.
size for those things, anyways?
I don't know.
I
Like
mean,
people I've seen them. Like people have got them there at Port. I've seen a lot of people
Can
catching them
you
out of Port
pass
Isabel,
me the beer?
yeah,
and they're usually like pretty small. But you can bring them. I think there really isn't a lower limit out there. I just think that
I don't think so.
I just think that you can bring them all, like whatever, right? And because for that reason, they're pretty popular. I've never seen them that big. I don't know. You ever done any of that? Caught any of those, Jacob?
Can't say that I have.
Yeah. So
I mean, they're good eating too, so I don't know.
yeah, well, it's a snapper. So, but I'm pretty excited about I was about snapper season coming up in general. Like just June 1st, federal season opens up, and I'm looking forward to kind of learning a few things from Joe Sabota on Wednesday on that. Right, he's big into running offshore and going there, and so
On
figuring
Big
that.
Booty Judy.
Big Booty Judy, yeah. So we'll be talking about that as well as all his hunting that he does, and just kind of a little bit of everything he does: cooking, hunting, fishing, just
Guys all around, man.
yeah, all the stuff that we want to learn how to do. But anyways, but we'll see how it all works. But
Should be good. But definitely looking forward to another trip with Snapper. I don't know if
yeah,
I'm up to it yet, but maybe one time. By the time June 1st comes around, I'll muster up the courage to do it again.
yeah. Well, so
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
glad.
going on my first snapper trip on the 20th.
Oh yeah.
I'll try your brother Nina.
So yeah,
Oh,
with
what,
Nina
out
and
of
Chuck.
Corpus or
I think we're going out of Rockport or
okay.
Port A. I'm not sure. I haven't actually asked,
It,
but
it,
I'm
it
sure
would
it's somewhere in
It's
that general area.
yeah, it would be Port A. Port A is where the actual port is to kind of go out. I think there's a place north of Rockport where you can cut. There's a cut through the jetty or through the beach where you can get out there. I think Cedar Bay, I think is what it's called. But nonetheless, like you'll be running out of the port. You're going on a headboat or on someone's private boat or
They have a Pinga,
okay. Oh
so we'll be
damn.
going out.
Hey,
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. I'm kind of
dude,
nervous, but
take your GoPro, man. Like that looks cool. Like I see George do it all the time, and like man, those things have some balls. Like those little pangos, dude.
yeah,
They
Take your
look.
yeah, they
GoPro
do.
just so you can record yourself chunking.
Yeah, long chunks. I'm gonna be jumping up the water for them. That's all. That's all I'm gonna be doing.
That's all right. You can do that on my boat anytime, dude. So just bring just as long as you eat your own food and you're not jumping up the food that we brought for the boat. And we're out. So eat all the breakfast tacos you want the night or the morning of. Eat a big dinner the night before, and yeah, and drink some big red. Just it looks like blood, and so the fish get a little bit more excited. But yeah, man, I love it. Like so I was trying to spend more time there in June in the valley to go out there. Now it looks like it may be in July, kind of around the Hunters Expo, if that still happens. Like I would imagine all these things are kind of, by then we'll have some sort of openness. I don't know. We'll see. That's
Well,
kind
geez,
of
the Texas opened up already, so
yeah. So, but this is like a big event, like so. So I'm hoping like the Hunters Expo is kind of like the first time that we get a chance to go do this thing at scale, and
yeah.
so I think the week after the Hunters Expo is kind of what I'm going to try to do, the whole fishing excursion type thing where I'll be targeting amberjack, snapper, tarpon, um, whatever I can catch out there. I'm gonna try to hook up with Brian and Andy, and see what we can do to get out there and catch some different species of fish. So
Yeah, I'll stick to the inshore stuff.
it's just different, man. Just like that, and you get out there, you get sick, and so what? Like you get home and you drink beer afterwards, and you're fine. Actually, it's just when it's as soon as you get to the jetties, man. Like there's something about the
You're
jetties
right.
that's like it's just like it's the jetties that makes and breaks. Like at the jetties, it's like, yeah, all right, you start getting sick as soon as you get there. Some people do, and then on your way in, it's right when you start, when you feel better as soon as you can see the land.
I think
Do you
well,
get
we
sick,
slept the
Sam?
whole way back, so
Yeah. Well, when I get sick, the fishing trip's over. So we're in my boat, I should say. There's been maybe 3 times where I've gotten sick and we stayed out there. It just depends who's with me, but I guess I do get sick. It just depends on there's a lot of factors and variables, but obviously like what you eat, it has a lot to do with it. But I have gotten sick before, and usually if like I'm the only one that's operating the boat that day, then when I get sick, we're coming back in. Whereas if I have someone else, but and it have to be really sick because um, if I'm sick, that means in most cases that everybody else is sick too, right? So
Mm.
nobody wants to be there. But if I'm sick and there's 1 or 2 people that can man it up and continue to do it, then we'll stay out there and I'll just lay down on the deck, and whenever they're ready, they're ready. Actually, that reminds me of the time I went out fishing with my cousin Ray. Um, we were it was actually pretty choppy, and it was me, my dad, my sister, and a cousin, and Ray, and we were all out there, and it was bad. It was like 4 or 5 foot swells, and so we were like, oh man, and it's like everybody's sick and everybody's laying down except for Ray, and so everybody's asleep, and then Ray would say, Ray, just like we'll just keep on fishing. He's like, okay, until you get sick or whatever, and everyone was passed out and just sleep. You would wake up to throw up over or then you go back to sleep, and then next time he feels like, hey, like Ray's turning on, he's lifting the anchor and moving because we anchored down at that time, and and we're leaving. We're like, "Are you sick?" He's like, "No, man, we caught our limit." It's like, what? He's like, "Yeah, we got a limit of snapper." I said, "All right, oh, cool, that's cool, and let's go." So it's good to go with him like that too, because yeah, you just never know what it's going to be like. But usually, I use the jetties as my indication, and so the jetties, because of the way the waves are restricted, the chop is going to be worse there at the jetties. And if I can't get like if I'm getting to the jetties and it's bad at the jetties, it will be better past the jetties. But if it's really bad at the jetties, then I'll turn around. And it's happened to me twice that I turned around there. There was one time I actually decided it was really bad and I wanted to turn around. I wanted to turn around, but I kept going, and like I got like as soon as I crossed the jetties, I got a whole bunch of water on the boat. Like I went down and like the next wave came and splashed over us. I said, "No,
Oh,
we're turning around. We're going back." Everybody was soaked, and yeah, but we'll see how it goes. But anyways, but yeah, man. So I think today Kirk wasn't able to be here, but Kirk's a character too, huh?
Kirk's a great guy, man. If you haven't heard of AOT Armstrong Outfitters, they are pretty much a freshwater type of crankbait type of not I won't say crankbait, just bait. I don't. It's freshwater, so I don't want to say the wrong things. But
That's
he has
fishing,
a
yeah.
freshwater bait, and does pretty well, and pretty popular in Houston. It was pretty cool. A cousin of mine lives up in Houston. Like, he goes, "Hey, how do you know AOT?" I'm like, Kirk? I was like, oh, he's become a pretty good friend of ours. I'm talking to him pretty often now. He's like, man, he's a pretty big deal up here, man. I didn't know you guys were involved with him, and he gave us the opportunity to create his logo, and now we're actually doing some shirts and stuff for him, and he's a pretty big deal up in the Houston area and in the freshwater type stuff. And looking forward to talking to him. And yeah, he's definitely a character, man. Fun time. The guy's a good time for sure, even on over the phone. So I think it's definitely gonna be a good show. But yeah, look him up. Armstrong Outfitters. Has some pretty cool looking baits. I know Mark Rodriguez. He's a freshwater guy. Was saying, man, he has some cool looking stuff, bro. And he does everything at home and he has a good little outfit going on.
Good deal. I'm looking forward to talking to him next week, and obviously this
For
week we're
sure.
looking forward to talking to Sabota
Yeah.
as well too, and that'll be cool. So, and then we'll continue this once a week, man, and see how it goes, and just continue pushing this out, continue talking to different people, and if if there's someone that you guys want to talk to or come out here, just add them down there or send us a message, or if anyone wants to come out here and talk to us as well too, you definitely by all means, it's cool. Like it, this is, as you guys can all tell, it's very casual. It's just
Yeah.
hanging out, drinking beer, and BSing a little bit, and so it's we'll continue doing it because it's fun. I enjoy doing it. So
Wow. Cool
Yeah, it's
deal,
always a
man.
good time.
Definitely gonna, those of y'all who are watching who actually participated in the raffle today, I'll be doing that here in the next 30 minutes. So just FYI.
all right, so
It's for
yeah.
that Tadilla, by the way.
Oh, it's another tequila. All right, good deal, man. So
Yeah.
yeah, and then one last question for you, Fabian.
Mm.
You've been doing
Uh-oh.
so. If you guys want, what's Rona karaoke? I guess
What's
that's where I'll
what?
start.
Max Campusano, he's a part of. Well, hold on, let me correct myself here. AOT is out of the Dallas area, not Houston. My bad.
Yeah.
Um, Max Campusano is part of Sons of Smoke. He's a part of the competition grillers. And during the whole, I guess the heart of the whole quarantine thing, he came up with a little group called the Rona Karaoke, and basically he just invited people, and you just go on live and sing a couple songs and karaoke type style. Same thing like here, drinking and things of that sort. And yeah, I think Sam kind of committed for this week, so
Oh, I did. Yeah,
I
that's right.
think.
Yeah, it's a
so
late
so we,
night.
we might we might
It's a late night type show, but
it
it's
might happen like at 12:30. So
or two or whenever it
It's
happens.
after the rest of that bottle's gone, right,
Yeah,
Sam?
it's gonna be,
yeah,
yep. So yeah, definitely. So, but yeah, but it's
it's
cool.
definitely fun, man.
So it's like he has like it's like a legit like karaoke. Like he's got a list of people you sign up, and he's got like the order
Yeah.
and like. And then, like, what you just go live on the group, or how does that work? I need to know because if I'm going to do this, I need to know like what I need to do.
Yeah, you sign up with Max, and he'll put you on there. Max normally does it. Max loves it, man,
I
and
does.
he goes in there, has a blast with it. And if you're next, basically you're just watching. So if let's say you're after me, you're just watching me, and as soon as I'm done, you start going live, and my feed turns off, and your feed goes on, and that's it. You just start doing your thing, and the people who are watching that other person begin watching you because you're part of the same group. So yeah, man, it's pretty cool. And some people are really, really enjoying it, man. At the beginning, it was like 60, 70 people watching at one point, man. And
Wow.
now it just seems people are kind of going out more. So maybe they're doing the real karaoke. I don't
Yeah,
know.
maybe so. But I mean, some of the people that get excited. I mean, it seems like you get pretty excited about it too, man. You get
The
pretty.
thing is that we have a group outside of that group, and we're just talking crap, the entire time, and kind of
Cool.
egging each other on. So, then we go back on this group, and that's all it is, man. So that's why we kind of do what we're doing.
Of
So
course
yeah,
he
seems.
enjoys it because he can sing.
I like it, man.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, I know, right? Yeah, well, so I mean, like you sing a lot of country songs, huh? So like, do you sing anything outside of the country?
Not really.
No.
Not
No,
really.
he sing when we get off of here. He sings Selena. I've heard him.
There's nothing wrong with that, man. Beady beady bum bum. Como la
I
flor.
like mixing up the girl songs. That's pretty cool, man. To kind of sing a girl song and put it in a guy's spin.
Yeah. So
Got to
so
be the right
maybe
one, though.
maybe this weekend we can kind of get some of our fishing buddies to tune in here, including Jacob.
Tune in.
Put Jacob on that list here, and maybe Victor and Joaquin, of course. We got to put a few ringers in there,
There you
like
go.
Yeah.
Fabian and Joaquin there to kind of bring morale back up or whatever. So, um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. Like I'm actually so I forgot that I had committed to next weekend. But if anyone has any suggestions for songs, both English or in Spanish, I do speak some Spanish, and so I sing better in
I don't know
Spanish.
if you want to sing a Spanish song.
I'm gonna start practicing. I'm gonna practice on the drive down to the valley. And then we're just there, and I don't know. I may even go live. We'll see. But
That's
just
gonna be
to,
after fishing, man. So you better not go to sleep and use that as an excuse.
yeah, no, that's Saturday, right? Or is it Friday night?
It's Friday night.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Yeah. So yeah, it's a good thing that you corrected me. So Fabian's gonna kind of hold me accountable to it and hold me to the fire here, and then
Yeah.
we'll get out there and you'll definitely hear about it from me. That hey, we're about to do this, and but I'm definitely
So
open to. Go
since
ahead.
you're doing this, how does one go and watch this? Because I want to see this happen.
Look up Rona Karaoke, Rona Karaoke,
Okay.
and just become part of the group, man.
Yeah. What we'll do today is we'll share it and we'll put it within our groups and try to get other people to sign up for it as well too, just so I'm not the only one that's looking like a like a
All you're doing
fool.
is creating a bigger crowd for yourself.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's good, right? So
Not
it's like,
everybody's gonna watch you.
yeah. Now I just gotta say, oh shit, I gotta sing, so I might as
And
well
this is my
drink.
week off, so.
Yeah, there. Yeah, so it's just a matter. So yeah, we'll do that and we'll figure it out. But it'll be fun. It'll be cool. It's not the kind of what my experience doing karaoke is in general is it's always hard to do the first one, and then like after you do that first one, like they have to like pry the microphone away from you because you just like you just
because
kind of
because normally after the first one, you're about 6 beers in.
oh yeah, that's probably what it is. It's trying like you drink all this amount to try to get there as fast as you can, and like oh shit, and then after that you're just like yeah whatever.
That's
Uh,
it.
but yeah, man. But yeah, we'll look forward to that. And
Yeah.
are you singing again on Friday as well too, Fabian?
I don't know. I need to look at my schedule.
Uh,
So
no, sorry, I gotta go make shirts. So I won't be
yeah,
able
so
to.
yeah,
Maybe I
yeah.
have to work late that day.
All right, yeah, I get it. So, all right, guys. So yeah, but it's been fun, dude. Obviously, we're not here with Kirk, but we will be with Kirk on Wednesday and next
Yeah,
Wednesday, and this
next
coming Wednesday,
Wednesday.
and this Wednesday we'll be with Joe. And so, think of your questions. Think about what you want Joe to answer, or give him a hard time, whatever it is. I'm sure he's a cool guy and he can take it and dish it to you too. So, yeah, guys, we'll go ahead and chat again on Wednesday.
Cool
Make
deal.
sure you use an AM background when he goes live.
Yeah. All right, guys. Have a good evening.
Cool deal. You have a good one, guys.
Good night.